GoPro is on.
Yep, we got GoPro button, lights, whatever it's called, and
fuel pump off.
And let's see.
Check mixture lean for taxi.
100%.
Yeah, look. It doesn't start leaning until
I
about
know.
here.
Yeah, that's not cool. You should tell our buddy we need to fix that.
Alright, transponder is 1200 set to altitude.
Where is that? That's correct.
ATIS, let's see, 12280.
Oh, I don't know. Are we using this radio or this radio for comms?
This radio.
Yeah, so just...
That's our nav.
Are you using this for comms or nav? Or for ATIS? I would use one of them for comms so you don't have to...
Yep.
So...
Use this one for ATIS.
Yeah.
So it is, what is McGuire? I always forget.
It's South Jersey, 119.325.
119.325.
And just make sure you got the brakes because we're right next to these guys.
2,000 feet and then entering the left downwind for 24 Lakewood. Right downwind 24.
Temperature 30 Celsius. Dew point 23 Celsius. Altimeter 3020.
3020.
Connected 100% over here.
There we go, 3020.
And do me a favor, just check what side our fuel is on.
We're on the left.
Okay, left side, 1 second, timer started.
Peak gusts 17. Visibility
Peak gusts, so that's a very different weather report than we were. Peak gust 17.
Really?
Yeah.
Celsius.
Let's listen to this one more time.
Celsius.
And I'm just going to check.
3020.
3020.
Density altitude 1,500.
Just going to get some weather at
Automated
Trent
weather
and see what the day looks like.
134.
Because it looks like there's an air vent here. No, it's for icing now, so.
At 09er. Peak gusts 17. Visibility 10.
Wow.
Sky condition.
Yeah, give me the wind one more time.
500. Temperature 30 Celsius. Dew point 23 Celsius. Altimeter 3020. Remarks. Density altitude 1,500.
Okay, that's way less than yesterday and the day before, so we're
Automated weather observation.
in way better shape.
1343 Zulu. Wind 250 at 07. Peak gusts 17.
Peak gusts 17.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that when we get rolling here.
Few 2,000.
Watch your brakes. I got the door open still, and I think everything's off the wing in the plane.
23 Celsius.
Okay, weather approaching.
0. Remarks. Density altitude 1,500.
All right, let's get rid of that.
Automated weather observation.
Loading weather. Oh man, the weather is. I should have gotten this on my phone, which I don't even know what I did with. I might have left it in the car. Did you see me grab a phone?
Nope.
Yeah, might have. Okay, there's our weather. Yeah, I don't know what I did with my phone.
So 250.
Yeah, I'm just checking. I'm just checking the weather forecast for Trenton. It all looks VFR. So it is going to be hazy. Whenever you see this 6+ instead of 10+ on the visibility, that's a degradation. And so it's probably going to be hazy. We have scattered at 5,000 coming up at 9 a.m., which is now. And scattered at, oh man, scattered 2,200. That guy was right. So that could be an issue.
Okay.
Unless we, we can get through this. I'm going to see if I can find my phone too, because it's always good to have a phone.
Man, there's traffic. Looks like.
Flying W traffic, this is Skyhawk 2549 Yankee, departing runway 19er to the south, flying W.
Oh, did you see how he saved that? He was saying 1, and then he said 9er at the end. That guy's good. He saved it.
Is that an instructor?
I don't know where my phone went, man. This is like every day. Too much junk. Too much stuff to be carrying around for an
Love your
adult.
gadgets.
Yeah, it's just too much stuff. Yeah, I might have left it somewhere. We'll deal with that later.
Okay.
All right, so you got to do a run up, and you have the brakes. So you're flying the plane.
Yep.
I am gonna see if I can find my phone while you're doing that.
And don't forget, you still have the door open.
I do have the door open. I'll get that when you say.
Okay. Fuel quantity, we got 42 gallons. It looks like the left tank, which we're on, is the fullest.
Yep. Is this thing filled with fuel right now?
It's to the tabs.
Tabs, okay. What's that, 40 gallons?
It's supposed to be 40 gallons, but
Okay.
ish. Mixture rich. Hey, I didn't screw that up. Throttle going up to 2,000. Oil pressure's good. Fuel pressure's good. How's suction?
Suction is actually 5.2. Which is well in the green. So where are we going again? What's the abbreviation?
N40, Sky Manor.
N40, November 40.
Alright, run up is complete.
Okay. So we're going to go, when you're done, before, you got to do your before takeoff checklist, and then we'll have a quick chat about how we're getting out of here.
Flaps as required, we're
Zero.
and we're at neutral.
Okay.
Mixture is full rich.
You want me to close the door at some point?
Fuel landing light is on. Carb heat is off.
Clear wires, and doors closed and latched up top.
Heading indicator. Did not see the heading indicator. So we are at, what, 5.5?
No, 068.
068.
This plane has a decent compass and DG, so hopefully that stays
You
kind
said wind was out at 250?
Yep.
I could have done that a lot easier. Direct middle west. Okay.
And 250 is 19er, that looks good.
Door and window are latched. Check. Alright, time is 9:49.
Speaking of the little wind trick, Gene got his United First Officer wings Friday afternoon at
Oh, cool.
3 o'clock or 5 o'clock, whatever, Denver time. All right, I'm going to do my check. Circuit breakers. This is all good. Do me a favor, check this friction lock for yourself. Does that feel good?
Yep.
Okay, mixture's full rich. We got all the lights on. Fuel pump is supposed to be on, dude.
Yep.
You did the before takeoff checklist? Damn, I gotta. And this thing was supposed to be on, right? So I feel like somebody turned it halfway off, so I'm just gonna double check it. Those are ADS-B, right? So
Nav lights.
that's off. No, but this has to be all the way in the on position. There we go. And panel lights we don't need, so we'll keep those off.
Amps are good. Oil temp's good.
Double check this thing. Oh, I see it. The indicator's in a weird spot. Okay, this is locked and everything else looks good. That autopilot, we're supposed to have that disconnected, right?
Yep,
and
those
that's
two are
it backed
supposed to
out. I'm good. And we're on COM 1 and we're using COM 1. Okay, so before you leave here, just have a quick look around. I have traffic. I don't see anybody. It's United Airliners, the only thing in front of us.
40,000
Way up,
feet.
right there.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Flying W, Archer 343 Tango Mike, departing runway 19er, Flying W.
Yeah, and I think we'll leave the window open. I think that's cool in this situation. Yeah, it's just too hot, man. Make sure we get these vents all opened up because I forgot the water. All right. So you got wind actually down here. It's
Straight
coming
down.
from right. Yeah, down there you got. Just remember though, it was gusting 17.
7, yeah.
So you got a potential 10 knot gust from the wind speed of 7.
Airspeed's alive.
Yep. Nice and easy.
Yeah.
And just watch the wing when you take off. Gentle movements. Okay, nice and easy. Just fly it off the ground and a little bit of right rudder. Yeah, don't go into the trees. That's the only thing I care about right now. So you got a slight positive rate of climb and a safe airspeed of 80, 90 knots. So
you said the departure has changed.
I said?
Yeah, so would you fly straight out now?
Oh no, it never changed. Just everybody at this airport has been doing whatever the heck they want. So we're trying to just, let's just get out of here to 500 feet. Yeah, we're going straight out, or we're going to 1,000 feet and 45 degrees toward the pattern. Nothing else. So that's for departures.
Yep.
Pattern.
Work is different.
Yep. So you got 85 knots, so that's safe. You got a nice positive rate of climb, and we're runway heading. So we're all good here for now. I would just put your nose down, look for any errant RNAV traffic coming the other way, and guys that don't have their radio on. Pretty nice out here. A little bumpy, but you don't mind that, right?
Nope.
We like bumps. Okay, so this was forecast, actually, sorry, reported at 2,200, so that looks good.
Yep.
So if we're going to, where are we going again? Sky Manor? We're going to have to get above this because I don't think we can get to Sky Manor at 2,200 without taking chances. I don't want to be that close to the ground. So what we're going to do
we have to
is
find a place to
fine. Yeah, we got plenty of time. I just don't know where, because this looks like a very uniform layer of scattered. Well, so the problem is Philly airspace is right there. And we're actually under the shelf that starts at 3,000. We might be able to do it, but let's see if we can go that way and turn to the left.
There's a spot right there. We'll just have to do a 360.
Let's just fly straight and level at, let's maintain our 500 feet below. So just level off here.
Let's face the final.
Would that be 1,000 feet below?
Should be
900?
5, I think.
I thought it was 220 or 2,200.
It's 5 below, 1,000 above, right? And I believe 1 or 2,000. We have to look that up here.
2,000 lateral.
Horizontally, okay. So that's on your test. So, all right. So yeah, we want to maintain at least 500. So let's not go any higher. These things look like we're really close, but that thing's the size of an aircraft carrier, so it's a little deceiving.
Bigger.
Yeah. So we might, and I don't want to try and get through something that's going to be really sketchy because we're in the alert area from McGuire. We're actually in the approach area from McGuire. And it looks like there's going to be a lot of ways to get back up out here. So do me a favor, let's just bring our power back to 2350, and we will we'll work the rest of this in a second here. Where are we? Medford Lakes that side. Birchwood Lakes this side. Got it. So it actually looks like there might be some good spots to get up. And we might get up there and not be able to get down at Sky Manor, so we just want to make sure we got plenty of fuel to get back here. That's what ends up happening. There's beach number 3. Oh wait, sorry, is that Kings Grant? Can't tell, man. I want to figure out where I was here. No, that's Kings Grant. Okay. So now it's time to find the hole. I would say over that way is clear, and that. Let's go left 90 degrees. We'll be outside of the alert area. I'm going to turn off. You got the plane. I'm going to turn off my distant traffic here because I'm getting way too many airliners we don't need. Oh, come on, dude. Got it.
Wait, the trash got a helicopter 4 miles to the southeast, 1,100 feet in the northeast.
Yeah, I think this is a little to the north and east here is going to get us a nice giant hole. Matter of fact, possibly
might be able to do a
right in front of you. I would just go straight out and then do a 180 You're going to go right between these clouds?
Yep.
Because I can see for 15 miles that there's no jet traffic on either side of
So
this.
basically just climb right through that?
Right through that hole. Yeah, this is actually, you know, this is much less densely scattered than that was, so we can actually see all around here. So you just want to maintain some cloud clearance here, and we'll go straight through that hole. And then when we get above it, it might be 500 to 1,500 feet of thickness, and we need to be 1,000 feet above it. So you might be climbing in that direction as much as 2,000 feet, and then we'll turn around and go back that way. And again, you should only ever do this with a pilot and someone experienced in a plane, because you really need to be paying attention, and you don't know what could happen when you get up here. So this is very effective if you were going somewhere and you needed to get above the clouds and you know it was going to be clear at your destination. Let's just give it a slate. There you go. We're just going right through this canyon.
Yep.
And try to stay as far. And I can see we have ADS-B. There is an aircraft 2,600 feet above us. It's probably 10 miles away, crossing from right to left. That's not going to be a factor. Other than that, you're clear. We're outside of the Philadelphia
Airspace.
Yeah, the shelf. And so that's no factor now. We're still inside the mode C-Veil, but we're outside, and we're still well west and north of Atlantic City, and there's no prohibited areas in front of us yet. And I think we're outside the alert area. We just crossed outside the alert area, so it's all good. Just a little bit to the right, so you can, oh, I see what you're doing. This is good. So it's fun, right?
Yeah.
This is really beautiful.
This is cool. I'm staying right at about 90 knots.
Yep. So we'll count this as a constant airspeed climb.
Under the left-hand
And just keep an eye on your instruments. Make sure you definitely remove the cow plugs, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking because I didn't look.
They were
You've flown enough that I'm not checking every single thing you do. Yeah, this would be a good time to tell me if you left the cow plugs in now in this climb.
We would see the engine would have been.
Yeah, we would have been calling our friend by now, right?
Yep.
All right, this looks pretty good. So I would maintain this climb speed at 90 knots, and we'll just get above this and do. This is really nice, and the temperature has dropped. Sorry, man. The temperature's dropped about 30 degrees, right?
Yep.
At least. Is your vent open on your floor over that side? There's a little metal handle that you pull backwards. You'll be able to feel it if the vent's open or not open.
It feels like it.
Okay.
Final, runway 22.
All right, so now the danger is you've lost a little bit of your horizon, so we're just gonna keep an eye on things. We need to get about 1,000 feet above this too, so.
Yep. And we're running out of the runway pretty quick.
Nah, we got a lot of room left. You could turn right there and you'd be fine probably. Why don't we do that? Because you can see a lot better in this direction. Do not stop the climb though, because you want to use this open area as your climb corridor. Oh, you got plenty of room. Just go this way.
Yep.
Yeah, this is beautiful. And then we'll just, we're going to be above McGuire, so we'll just go direct on course to, I was going to go Yardley and then Sky Manor. That's where we're going, right? Oh, dude. Air conditioning is on full blast now.
I still have this open.
Yeah. All right, so let's just make sure McGuire is 2,600. You're well above their airspace.
Yep. Okay, we're running here.
Nice. Okay, let's, I'm going to open the flight plan and let's go direct Yardley.
Coming up on 4,000.
How about, oh, so we got to be careful. We can't go, let's stay 3,000. Actually, you know what? Give me, oh, you're actually going to stay outside the Class B here.
Class B for Philly?
Yeah, see, the shelf is right here. On your heading right now, you're completely outside and we're above the wire. Let's just go. Give me another turn 5-10 degrees to the right. And now, that's it right there. And let's just, 4,000 works. I think we're 1,000 feet above this.
Pretty close. I mean, maybe someone at the peaks. We'll have to
Yeah,
go
let's
around
just,
those anyway.
let me just pull this up and we'll double check where we are. What's our heading right now?
We are pretty much north. We're about 001 degrees.
This is September as well.
Yep, 001 degrees.
001?
Yep.
So we would be odd 1,000 plus 500.
5,500?
Yeah, that's really where we should be. We're 3,500, so you can go up another, or we can change our heading. Let's just check this. We're like right on the,
All right, so going to 5,500?
or we could stay 4,500 and just turn a little bit to the left. Why don't you do that? I think that'll keep us out of Philly. We're kind of on that verge of... Yeah, let's go to 5,500. And that way we'll be well above the cloud clearance on the top. And we got lots of options from there.
So I'm guessing they really frown on you dive bombing the holes.
Northeast of the field is
Well, that would be extremely dangerous and unwarranted.
going straight in for one.
I'm not gonna... I was with someone once when I was really young who thought that would be a good idea. I'm gonna switch you over to McGuire 126475. And we might want to close that window because it's really destroying your mic. There you go. It's still cool in here, right?
Yeah, cool. I feel the vent on my feet.
Are we full power right now?
Nope.
Yeah, let's go full power for the climb. Or at least, let's see, what do you got on your tack? Where's your tack?
Right here,
20. Yeah, that's good. Let's leave it full for a minute. We're going to be there in a second.
We're doing almost 300 feet per minute.
Rumor has it was canceled.
Oh, they're talking about the TFR. It doesn't look canceled.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Just give me a few minutes to look into it. Thank you. 30.
Rumor has it was canceled.
I wouldn't freaking take rumor for...
Over November 12th airport.
I saw it on Facebook. You probably said.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, just watch your heading, and we are going to go direct Yardley after we get by this. So you're just adjacent to this Bravo
Yep, I see it.
shelf at 4,007, so we definitely want to stay away from that.
Yep, and we're flying right over to the left, we should see.
Okay, out of 900 for 3,000 for 565.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty nice up here.
It's cool. We're at 5,100. Look at that. Trimmed nicely.
A little bit to the right, just to stay clear of the Bravo shelf. There you go. Oh, it is so nice out today.
November 30 Papa, maintain VFR at or below 6,500, traffic 11 to 12 o'clock in 5 miles northeastbound. I believe it's a Mooney, 7,000.
That's not us.
At or below 6,500, 30 Papa. November 565, climb maintain 5,000. Okay, at 1,200 for 5,000.
There's a guy right in front of us. I bet he's going to Sky Manor too.
Good morning, TBM 394 Echo Whiskey. We're level 7,000. We've got the weather at Ocean County, and we're going
Just give me
to for 24.
a little bit.
November
There you go.
394 Echo Whiskey, McGuire approach, Team McGuire altimeter 3020, roger.
3020, how's that looking? Good?
Yeah, visual 24 would be great. If we can go direct now, that'd be great.
Yeah, so I don't know what the odds of us
Echo Whiskey, roger.
getting below this safely. We'll see. We still have a long way to go. We haven't even begun to turn north yet. Or north to, let's see where we're going. It's not that far off our course right now. It's
Alright, I'm going to put my flight plan in. You mind taking the plane?
when you get to 5,500, you're leveled off, clean, and I'll trim it. And yeah, I got the plane.
Direct to Ocean County, descend to maintain 3,000.
So you said we're going to...
Ocean County down to 3.
You said we were going to November 40.
Yep.
I was going to go via Yardley, just for the heck of it, so you could do some
ARD?
navigation, yep. Yeah, so you can do ARD November 40, and then you can put into your flight plan direct to ARD from where we are.
001, AB active.
I'm going to turn right a little bit because we are still kind of close to that.
Active to 4,000.
Roger that, 30 Papa.
I'm just trimming this down a bit because I'm going to bring this back to 2300. I'm going to lean it slightly.
Oh yeah, the one thing I wanted to talk to you about is manifold pressure.
Okay, so there is no manifold pressure gauge in this plane, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what do you want to talk about that for?
Well, so I was doing some of the practice tests.
Okay.
And it was using the charts to interpret
got
best
it.
power.
Okay.
And so maybe it was just the chart I wasn't reading right. It was just really fucking confusing.
Well, get the chart out. So my plane has manifold pressure, which is one of the primary instruments for engine. So there's McGuire right there, right off our right wing. See the big run, 10,000 foot runway goes that way. Yeah, show me the chart when we get back, because...
I don't know if I brought
Okay, am I giving you the plane back? Your plane.
my plane.
So we just want to stay to the right of that Bravo shelf before you turn to Yardley, so you can keep the magenta line and just stay to the right of the Bravo shelf. It's going to be about 5 or 10 more minutes.
21. What's the heading to MGJ?
And do you have November 6002 right in front of you, or 6004? I can't see. 260.
Minus 8 feet?
Minus 900, something like that, yeah. He's probably 10 miles in front of us at least, but he is in front of us, so.
Yep.
And I don't know what he's doing. He seems like he would be in the clouds, doesn't it?
All right, I show I can go direct to and skip the last B bar.
November 681.
Skip what?
I show that I can do direct to now and miss the Bravo airspace.
How's that?
20, maintain VFR, 1 Golf 5.
November 30 Papa, say destination.
Let me just check that.
Destination is 0XB, Ocean City, Maryland.
Yeah, it looks good.
But I'm trying to keep
Just, you're going to be very close, so just keep an eye on it, because I don't want to be filling out any reports.
Contacted length approach 124.6.
That's probably enough of a turn there till you see where we're headed.
Yep, right on the money. Going parallel.
Well, your wind's out of 250 or something, so it's pushing you that way a little, hopefully.
November 3 Delta Victor.
Okay, so the good news is, do you notice what's happening? These holes are getting bigger. So,
It's a good sign.
Well, these are either going to get...
We're either going to get boxed in or it's going to spread.
Yeah, and on a day like this, it's much more likely that this is going to burn off and consolidate into some cumulonimbus stuff.
Juliet, Quebec, Foxtrot.
But we'll see.
Aircraft is RV6 for 1 Golf 5. We'll be using 2 Whiskey 6 as a waypoint for 1.
So it was not as hazy as I thought leaving, but I wasn't paying that much attention. But there was definitely some different...
over there.
Yeah.
And in front
You
of
could
us.
convince yourself it's the middle of winter right now, couldn't you? From here? I mean, it looks like it could be snowing down there if you don't look at the green. It's cold enough up here. Is there a temperature gauge? You got one over there, don't you? Outside air.
4 Echo Whiskey, descend and maintain 2000.
2000 Echo Whiskey.
Just give me 3 degrees to the right. There you go. So we're just coming back across Flying W. We went pretty far to the east.
65, Roger.
We're just coming up on the Delaware.
I'm not sure this trim actually does anything.
Let me see real quick. Yeah, it might not, but there's an index in there, and I can't see it. But it's such a slight pressure with your foot. I wouldn't get too excited about it.
No.
My plane actually has a really nice rudder trim that works, and you can use it with the autopilot.
Do you know how
Just
long?
keep an eye on that.
Yep. Do you know how long it took me to realize that I could put my heels on the floor and still do the rudder?
Waterloo is in effect.
How long?
Probably about
1.5 years.
Probably about 3 hours of flight.
Code when I get closer.
Because I was like, wow, my legs are so tired.
Oh, you were trying to hold your feet off the floor.
Depending
Nice.
on what the TFR is for, you should be able to proceed on your current code through the outer ring, but I double check with Atlantic State when I send you over.
Sounds good. 30 Papa.
4 Echo Whiskey, the airport's at your 11 o'clock.
All right, so we are in fact just coming up on the outer edge of the Bravo. Philly's over that way somewhere. So I think this will be, it looks like this will be no problem getting down once we get away from the Bravo and the Trent and the, but we'll see what happens.
Traffic in sight, no factor.
I don't see him, but he's minus 2,000. Where is he?
right down here.
He's below the clouds,
Yep, below the
obviously.
clouds.
I don't see him.
Closer 1-2.
Pointing. Oh, I got him. Yeah, what is that? It looks like a jet
Yeah.
coming into Trenton.
30 Papa
See what it
maintain VFR
says.
at or above 6,500 for traffic.
Speed 249 knots, I would say. It's not a 152.
6,000.
Okay. City of Trenton off to 45 off your nose. Trenton Airport. Trenton Mercer is right there. The VOR is right up to the west of the bridge, 202 bridge. It's the old U.S. Steel Fairless Works down here on the island in the Delaware River.
6,500.
There's the Trenton Makes Bridge. Philadelphia should be right down there and
11 o'clock
beyond those clouds.
6 miles southwest bound, a PA-34 at or above 6,500.
So something just, yeah, that was a jet crossed in front of us. That's all I see. He looks like he's heading for,
November 1 Golf Papa, would 2 Whiskey 6.
he's going to come back and land on 2-4 or something at Trenton, maybe.
It should not. We should remain clear of the Bravo, as well as the TFR for 1 Golf.
So this is starting to look interesting up here, right?
Looks
So
a
we're
little
going to...
higher, right?
Yeah, it does. And it probably is. So what happened here is we just crossed the Delaware River, and I don't know, there's always different weather on this side.
Yep.
So
880 Victor Juliet.
I would climb another 1,000 feet, dude.
I'm at 1,000.
And there's no reason we can't. You will have to be worrying about the New York airspace at some point, but it's pretty far away.
November 0 Victor Juliet, radar contact 4 miles south of Belmar, climb maintain 5.
And then we have a convective SIGMET in front of us, but it's for later today, so we won't worry about that one just yet.
Insight, how's it
30 Papa truck, got you 1 o'clock in 1 mile now.
So I'm going to just take a little bit of this lean in out for the climb.
I actually don't think that leans shit right in that position, but
Yeah, probably isn't, but... So our heading is more
Too heavy, climb maintain.
west and north right now, so let's just double check.
Climb maintain 10,000 and 123.
So we can be even 1,000 plus 500 here.
128.3 for frequency.
Sorry about that, 128.3, how's it
So 6,500 works on this heading. Then when, you know, if this just keeps getting higher and higher and it doesn't look like we're getting, because now this is building pretty heavily up here.
Yep. You might be flipping a bitch.
I don't know, we might just come back here and descend back down through it, because this is a really good spot that we won't be. Literally right over this river here, we can do whatever we want.
Number 0 Victor Juliet, climb maintain
Yeah, look, it's
6,000.
like a highway.
Center,
Yep.
128.3.
Yeah, right over the river too, right?
Yep.
So always be aware of that. Right over the Delaware River, you can always get some like weather boundary. That's typically why they're always saying the I-95 corridor, because for a lot of the length of I-95 through this region, it does run along the river until it turns up toward
It's
New
usually
York.
one of the dividing lines in terms of snowstorms.
we just eyed that.
I'm going to turn this down a little bit because we're going to need...
Road 64 is still coming in extremely broken, unreadable.
So what do you think? This is not looking fantastic. I think our best bet is 360 and or 180 and
Wagner 382.
just descend back down, and
382.
we might have to go down to 3,000 feet and see what happens.
3020, London Bay.
So let's do a right turn so I can keep an eye out, and we'll be away from the Bravo, because you are.
Road 64
Arresting
will
the
approach radio check.
climb.
Yeah, I would just take some power out and make a constant speed or constant rate descent. So I said right turn, you did left. That's okay. I don't want to be head back toward the Bravo or over northeast Philly.
Traffic
That's
inside,
okay.
no factor.
You got one?
Roger.
We're about.
Right off the nose, now going over the climb.
Okay. So just keep an eye on your ball. So look over the center of this Fairless Hills, old Fairless Hills steelwork, and just keep an eye on your ball, because we're a little uncoordinated right there. Let's just go out this way a little. And we're going to do, when we get over here, we're going to do a nice circling descent right over that pond. Do you see it?
Yep.
And that'll keep you out of everybody's airspace.
The northeast of Hamilton, request follow.
By the way, this is not a really safe area. Did you do that seminar with me?
Yeah.
So this is kind of a funnel area, so we're going to keep a special eye out. Keep going that way a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
We're we're gonna do a spiral down over top of this pond. Do you see the pond down there? I'm gonna get it so it's out your window in a second. Why don't you give me 90 degrees to the right, and then you can circle over that pond.
The pond right there?
It's right off. No, keep going. Keep turning right, and you'll see it. Keep turning right, and then we're gonna look out your window.
Because there's like 80 ponds.
Yeah. Well, this one's gonna be right in the middle of that island. Oh, I see what you're looking at. Got it.
That pond.
Yeah, no, it's the one that's going to be down under you in the middle of the island.
For you're starting to descend below radar coverage again. Radar services terminate squawk VFR frequency change grid.
Okay, so let's roll wings level and look out your window. So let me just show you what we're going to do here. We are going to, by the way, our fuel pump is still on. We're going to leave it on. We're just going to take a little bit of power out. We'll keep our power kind of minimum. And then we want to get really nice and coordinated. And where's the ball? Needs right rudder to do this. And let's just go over to like maybe 30 degrees here, 25 degrees. And let's keep it below the yellow arc. You can probably, we had a little bit of trim up. I don't know where the pond is, but you can use something down here. I'm going to watch for traffic, and you're going to maintain 1,000 feet per minute descent. And in 2 minutes, we'll be where we need to be. And if you feel like, so nose down, just a hair, let's just trim it down. I'm going to watch for traffic, and I want you to keep an eye on that ball and your bank angle. No traffic observed anywhere in the vicinity where we are, probably because everybody's not flying because it's so hot. This is nice though. So keep an eye on your ball. It's requiring a little bit of right rudder. That's perfect, 1,000 feet per minute. You got the fuel pump on, and just, normally I might put the carb heat on for this kind of descent in a Cessna. Do you hear that roughness?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and put the carb heat on because,
It could be icing.
well, it's probably not, but there is a, this would be in the icing category today.
Yep.
It's probably more likely just some, we don't have enough power in, but I did feel a little roughness. So we're going to put the carb heat on. Just remind me we have it on, the fuel pump's on.
Yep.
How's this feel?
Good.
So this is a constant airspeed descent, pretty much at 1,000 feet. Just try and hold that 30 degrees of bank, and that'll be a good exercise. If you wanted to do an emergency descent, we might make it 1,500 or 2,000 feet per minute. And
Yes,
again,
I feel that roughness.
yeah, I do too now. So I'm going to add a touch of power. Carb heat's on all the way. Don't hesitate to use that, especially in a descent when we got low power setting. I'm going to take the power out a little bit. So we're right over the city of Trenton, so we do want to keep an eye out. I think we're well clear of their airspace. Yeah, we're well clear of Trenton airspace. It is right there though, so we don't want to get any closer than this.
Roger that.
There's 202 bridge. So I do feel that,
Yeah.
but I think that's just idle as opposed to roughness, but I'll keep an eye on it. Still no traffic. I'm going to add a touch of power because I don't like that sound. There you go.
All right, we're coming up on...
Yeah, we're still 3,800 feet. Let's go down to 3,000, see if that does it for us.
Okay.
And when you see the breadcrumb track for this, you'll see which direction the wind was coming from.
Yep, should be 250 still, right?
Yeah, it's definitely, you could probably calculate the wind speed from this track, right?
Yep, you could. From
That
every
would be-
point to every point.
Yeah,
Where you cross over.
it's pretty obvious the line of the wind here. Okay, so Yardley, I'll call Yardley heading, and we'll see if we can get back out there.
All right, we're coming up on 3,000. Another 300 feet to go.
Yeah, it's not going to work, is it? Let's keep it coming. No traffic observed between you and any place around here. We're still well clear of their delta. Let's head up that way.
Okay.
And just bring it down to, see that water tower way out in the distance? Just, let's get down to 2,500, get
Okay.
clear of these clouds, so just keep it coming down. And we do have to be careful of the Trenton airspace. We're gonna have to head out that way here. Let's get us down here real quick. Keep an eye on that airspeed. I'm gonna turn your carb heat off right now.
140.
That's 2,000 foot per minute descent. I'm gonna give you the plane back when we're level, just to very gently nose up because we were getting kind of close to the yellow arc. Okay, your plane, it got really hot down here. You can feel that, right? Yeah, it's time for that. I'm going to give you 2350 again. There's Trenton Mercer, so let's turn left at least 10 degrees. That works. Actually, I think we might have gotten clear of all this, or certainly looks like it, right? This will be an interesting video. All right, there's 2450 on the altimeter and 2200 on the tachometer. Carb heat is off, mixture's full rich. Let's turn right 10 degrees. We don't go too far that way.
Yep.
Right, a little bit right. We're heading toward Philly now. We got to go that way. So just...
actually, 500 feet under that.
You can go down a little bit if you want.
What's...
Here, let's take a touch of power out.
Yeah, I was saying, what's the... what is it? Trenton shelf?
We can't go through Trenton right now, so we're going direct Yardley right now. Just give me a little left-hand turn so we're not going near Trenton. There you go. That's perfect. We do have to be careful. They are landing planes here, and we are not anywhere in their airspace. Find their extension here. They got to stay left a little bit. There's their airspace right over there.
Yep.
That's good. Right, that heading's fine. Just a little bit. So yeah, this is the Yardley BOR line, not the Trenton airspace line. So I don't know if that's what you're seeing.
No. I was just trying to remember what their airspace was.
The top of their shelf is 2,700, so you're not going to get over top of it now. It looks like this weather disappears up here toward the Poconos, but we won't know until we get under this and past it. So carb heat's off. Let's turn the fuel pump off, right? We don't need that. I did want to keep it on for the descent. Let's just go down to 2,000 until we get clear of this, because there could be jets coming in here. I don't see anybody, but we don't want to create any problem with them.
That'd be bad.
And we will switch over to their tower 1207 just for a listen. 1207 should be Trenton Tower. Okay, so they're coming out that way. So we have to keep an eye on this. They'll probably call us because we're close enough to the departure end of runway 24 now. Let's just go a little bit to the right now because we want to get back on course to Yardley at some point, maybe about 30 degrees to the right. That'll give you a heading of like 280, let's call it 280. I'm going to keep an eye out for this departing traffic. He'll probably call it. We'll stay at 2,000. If it's a jet, they'll be gone anyway.
Yep.
I don't see him. He didn't come up on the ADS yet, so that's good heading now. Let's not go any further to the right, just 280 down here. Yep. You can reset this whenever you want. So I got this guy on the roll. I can't see it, but it looks like a bigger plane than a Seminole. Oh, quite, yeah, he's going to be climbing at 5,000 or 6,000 feet per minute. It's definitely a jet. He's probably going to call our traffic to that guy in a second.
See you later.
So they might call it because we are crossing under him, but I lost him. A little hazy over there. Just stay on this heading, and we're definitely clear of their airspace by miles.
He just went 300 feet in about a second, so.
Yeah, do you have them? Oh yeah, there they are. Yeah. So they're still below us, but they're climbing really fast. And I don't have the departure frequency in here, so I'm not going to worry about it. But he's climbing. He's now above us.
Yep.
And he'll be in the clouds. Oh, there he is. Oh, definitely a small jet. Jeez. Yeah, he's already on top of the cloud, so.
All right.
It's amazing how fast they go.
All right, I'm going back to
you should see this, man.
Oh,
That
wow.
is a pretty picture. Yeah.
All right.
That's amazing.
I'm tracking back to
Okay, yeah, you can go to Yardley now, and then we'll head up. You good?
Yep.
Got pretty hot down here, didn't it?
Yep. I just didn't. If they're gonna start calling.
Yeah,
us,
he just went right over us.
There you go.
So let's stay closer to 2,000 or 2,200 till we get past the bottom or past where this little ceiling is. So we're still on with Trent. I don't have the Philly approach in here, but it doesn't matter because we're getting ready to cross over to. Do me a favor, you see where the extension is of just to Yardley is on that dotted line? That's the approach extension for Trenton.
Yep, I see it.
So let's stay parallel to that so we're a couple miles away from it.
Roger that.
There you go. That's perfect right there. Man, it is beautiful. There's the Yardley BOR, see it?
Trent Tower, Dock 682 Mike Alpha, holding short 24 at Bravo, ready for departure.
Number 682 Mike Alpha, Trenton Tower, runway 24, clear for takeoff.
What's the
Runway 24,
difference
clear for
between?
takeoff, 82 Mike Alpha.
Say again.
What's the difference between the VORTAC and VOR DME?
Well, the DME has distance measuring equipment signal.
But VORTAC does too, but that VORTAC's military?
Well, the TAC part is the
Yeah.
so it transmits a different frequency that the military can use for, different purposes. And the TACAN frequency, I don't know what they use it for, but it's different than VOR.
121725.
They probably have equipment that works on this TACAN frequency that might work at, battlefield, airports, and aircraft carriers. I actually don't know what TACAN frequency or TACAN equipment does, but I don't think you find any TACAN equipment in commercial airliners. We can look that up when we find my phone.
I was just curious because another thing I was studying.
Well, it's on the video, so
Trent Tower.
next time we'll answer that for our audience of 3 people.
Ready for a northwest.
Raphael,
Northwest.
Reese, you, Mel, and me. That's like 5 people on my.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All the followers.
Yeah. Which means good morning, guys.
Tower, runway 24, clear for takeoff.
Runway 24, clear for takeoff.
All right, so what we have here is the fall line in the Delaware River. Maybe, I guess it's actually back closer to Trenton. So the fall line, I learned this from my daughter's 6th grade geography. The fall line is where they used to bring charcoal down from the mountains and goods up to the mountains from downstream in ports. And it was where you couldn't take ships any further and you had to have barges come on.
Oh, interesting.
Canals and towpaths and trails from the mountains. So when you got to the rapids, where the rapids began, you couldn't navigate any further.
Huh.
So there's a line of cities all the way up I-95, or it's actually Route 1, all the way up the old Route 1 from, Georgia all the way up to Maine. Those Route 1 connects the fall line cities all the way up the East Coast and probably everywhere. The United States has something similar.
Can we change our to pattern work, please?
I'm going to turn this down a little bit. That is a quarry along the New Jersey side of the Delaware River. I forget where we are. Is this Stockton?
And there's a prison coming up
There's
on the
a
right-hand side.
juvenile detention center right there.
Yeah.
And see that platform up there? That's called Bald Pate Mountain. Right over there, Bald Pate.
Oh, yeah.
And I had the best, maybe the top 3 mountain bike rides I ever had in my life. Our friend Peter and Stephanie Garnich have a bike shop and they live right over there. And we rode out of their yard. They have a farm over there and back up there on this really cold, rainy day. And it was, when you get up to the top of that plateau, I think that's Bald Pate right there. It's one of these. Yeah, it must be that one. It's so beautiful looking up the Delaware River, and then it's all downhill, back down to the river and on the towpath back to their house. That could be Bald Pate up there. I think it was that one, though. I don't even know what Bald Pate is. I don't know if it's a park or what. Do me a favor. Let's stay right at 2,000, and I'm going to... Yeah, so our minimum sector altitudes in front of us are 1,300 and 1,100. And when you get up toward Alexandria and where are we going again? Sky Manor? It goes to 2,400 and 1,200. So that direction, we could have a problem. We can't fly at 2,000 feet.
Yep.
November 2,
But this direction, we're going to be good for another 1,3 and 1,000. So we have another 15 minutes before we have to worry about terrain. But it's good to keep an eye on it. You can actually see where the terrain rises. That's the first fold in the land at the Appalachians. So just be aware it starts going up to where we would have to be above 2,000 or 3,000 feet right there.
Yep. Roger.
And, you know.
I don't really want a pancake.
Well, we're not going to put ourselves in a position where this ceiling would close in on us. The Delaware River takes a big turn up that way. You can see it over there. Actually, oh, it's right under you. So it goes up there and snakes around that way, and then it comes way back, probably all the way back over there somewhere. Do you see the Delaware Water Gap anywhere? Last time we were up here, we got really confused, but I think it's too hazy to actually see it definitively right now. So we have to be careful. New York airspace is over that way. We're not going to be getting close enough to worry. The mode C-Val doesn't start for a little ways yet. But New York is that way. Allentown, Bethlehem, is that Charlie?
Must have been another quarry over there.
Yeah,
It's all filled in.
all filled in, yep. Yeah, all filled in. I guess they just stop pumping and comes up from the ground at some point and fills in from rainwater. All right, so what would we need to do right
It's also
now?
really close to the
Look at
Delaware.
your, why aren't you getting messages, dude?
I mean,
The November 40 AWAS just popped up. Did
I
you?
got it a long time ago.
Oh,
I already
well.
put it in.
Okay, well, we should listen to it.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt your beautiful
Story. Yeah.
I mean, this is
This is gold.
oh,
Gold, Jerry, it's gold. Think I don't know how to drive a Cadillac? All right.
why am I not getting anything?
Are we on the right comm?
121, COM 1.
It's 121725.
725.
Yeah, so just switch it, pull it out, switch it back. Just watch your descent here. There you go. 12172. That should be it. I don't know. We are. Yeah, we might just be here. I don't know. It's. We are within 10 miles, just barely though, so we'll just listen for a minute. 121725. Let's try it on this radio. You never know. I don't hear anything yet. We are on COM 1. Volume is all the way up, so it's gonna... 121725. You got it in there. That's a 1, not a 7, right? It, 121725. Nothing. Alright, might come in a second. So you know the one over at Hamilton, how whenever we get there, you got to be almost on top of it sometimes.
Pick it off.
Yeah, so worst case scenario, what do we do?
We'd find another airport.
No, we'll overfly the airport and check the windsock.
Well, that.
So I'm going to just make sure we know whether this is right traffic or not. So no wind, runway. So I don't see anything about right traffic, so let me look at the chart again. Sky Manor, November 40, AWAS. Lights, and nothing about right traffic, so we're going to assume everything's left here. And yeah, I don't think you're going to get it. Let's just go over to their CTAP. 122975. You want to get that?
122795.
122975.
975.
You got it. Just turn it back. I got you. Just keep working it. So we do have to be 122907. So we'll just listen for a second. We do have to be careful. Sky Manor and Alexandria are Yeah, I
see
mean,
that.
I've been here a couple times when the pilot got, wasn't you, but it's one of my other buddies.
Got it.
So they are, can you read that? I'll look at it. It says 2.5 miles apart. So 2 miles in this thing, that's the pattern width.
That's insane.
Yeah, so, and they must have.
Traffic system 2 Sierra Papa, short final runway 23 Doylestown.
So that's Doylestown, that's not us. Yeah, so we're getting really close. We might want to just overfly the field. Let's just listen for. Yeah, that's unusual that we didn't pick it up by now. Make sure the volume's up. I don't think it's that kind because it's on a different frequency. We'll listen a little bit longer for any traffic in the area. So I just want to make sure it's 122975, 122975.
I've already got the pattern in my route.
Okay. Well, you got a pattern. Which one though?
We are going left downwind.
I'm going to throw that in. You have the plane. I'm just going to have a quick look here. Procedure.
Left downwind runway 25.
Okay.
Alexander traffic 2 minutes.
45 degree entry.
Listen to that.
2 minutes.
Yeah, so he's landing, he's not landing. I thought he said jumpers, didn't he? I didn't hear him, but he said something in 2 minutes, so that usually is a jumper warning. So I'm gonna put on not hiding distant traffic because that could be a jump plane at 12,000 feet.
Start my 45.
So look here, that's a jump plane at plus 700. He's still climbing. So let's just go away for a minute. I don't want to be here when jump plane dumps.
All right.
That's what that was, though. I believe he said jumpers away in 2 minutes. So let's.
So it's trained that way, so I'm going to head this way.
Well, I just don't want to be around when they dump. So we'll be over there coming back. And you can see these clouds started to dissipate a little. So in a dire situation, we climb through anywhere to get above this, but we're not going to do that. So I forget if that's Round Valley or Spruce Run.
Round Valley.
That makes sense, right? It looks like, let's not turn too much further. It makes sense. That does look like Round Valley, and that could be Spruce Run, right?
We could actually set up for a direct in. Go around Round Valley and come back in.
I thought you went to the seminar. We said we weren't going to do that anymore.
But there's jumpers, so we're being...
Well, I want to see the jumpers. That's why I'm doing this.
Oh.
Yeah, so let's stay at 2,000 and watch the jump.
Did you see the...
Alexander traffic, use caution jump in the air 9,000 and below. Please do not overfly the airport.
So he's talking to us now. So, yeah, I want to see the...
Should I do another 360 and
No,
track back?
Yeah, we can head back now because we're far enough. Yeah, that's good. We do 360 this side. Just keep an eye on your ball because we are not really at 2,000 feet. You know that, right?
Yep. Nope.
The Earth is right here.
Yep. That's MSL, not AGL.
Yeah, I would say we're about 800 to 900 feet above the ground right now, and that will be... So these guys are jumping through clouds, possibly? Is that... I don't think they're left.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. We got pretty far away. Where's the jump plane? Is he in front of us, or... He's coming back. No, that's Republic Airlines, sorry. Just keep that turn coming, and we'll just get eyes on him. You're about another 180 degrees from pointing. You see him anywhere? He's got to be in the clear, right, if they're dumping people. If you go out that way a little, we'll get on the 45. That was a good idea. And we'll just keep an eye out for the... He didn't say how many jumpers there were, but...
Nope.
I don't know if they do full loads here or what. You see anybody yet?
No.
I don't either. I'm also not real sure. Oh, there's the jump plane over there. So he's over that way somewhere. I don't see anybody. So you can probably turn left 90 and then Sorry, right, sorry.
Skymanner traffic, Warrior 75078, about 10 miles to the southwest. Going to be joining the left downwind for runway 25, Skymanner.
So
10 miles?
yeah, let's just be
Skymanner
careful.
traffic, Skyhawk 4 November Alpha is departing 25 westbound departure, Skymanner.
Okay, now you can get on the 45, and let's get traffic pattern altitude 1,000. Can you read that? 1560?
1560.
So pull some power because we're really close. Actually, we're way too close.
Okay.
Do another 360, and yeah, the airport's right there. You got it?
Nope.
Look out your window.
Airport in sight.
So that other guy was 10 miles out, so we don't want to interfere with his downwind. I never saw the jumpers. Keep that turn coming. We're just going to do a 360, re-enter the 45.
Got it.
But we want to be
Go out, farther out.
not too much, because that other guy's going to be coming in here. Just keep the turn going, and I'll kind of give you a vector. Yeah, we want to be 1,550, it said, right?
1,550?
I think that's, can you read it? TPA at the beginning of your 45 there?
No, sorry.
Can't read that?
No, I got the sun right on my...
That's all right. It says 1550, and you got a guy coming off runway
Yeah, I saw the guy.
25. What is this, an Archer?
Yep.
Skymanner Airport, Archer is going to be inbound on the 45, got the departing traffic. Okay, I got the departing traffic coming off. He's at 200-300 feet above the ground. And the other guy, okay, so let's go out this way a little bit and let's get lined up. So airport's right there. Let me just help you get down a little bit. Because do your pre-landing checklist.
Yep.
You got that guy in sight? We're just, we need to be 1550.
Skymanner traffic, Warrior 75078, about 6 miles to the southwest.
I've totally
Going to
lost
be joining the left downwind for runway 25,
Right there.
Skymanner.
Ah, got it.
Warriors left downwind 25, Skymanner. Okay, I'm going to give you the plane back. You're on a left downwind right now.
Yep.
At 1,450 feet. I took you a little too low. Lights are on, fuel pumps on. Anything else? Gas? Undercarriage, mixture prop switches. We're not going to switch the fuel tanks right now.
No.
We'll do it on the ground. You got the plane?
I got the plane.
Make sure you're at 18 or above.
18?
Or 1,800 RPM. So look at the airport. We're not quite. Let's just come out to the right a little bit. Sorry. I dumped that back on you pretty fast.
That's okay.
We're in the white arc. You can add 1 notch flaps when your wings level. There you go. You got the airport?
Got the airport.
Look at the end of the runway is just under your wing. So
Runway, air was still 230?
we never actually got the
Wind? We never did.
I don't think their AWAS is working.
All right.
So you can make a radio call that you're turning left base 425 Skymanner.
Skymanner, Archer, November 2343 Tango Mike, turning left base, runway 25.
Skymanner. You don't.
Skymanner.
Okay, so just watch your descent rate and your ball. Watch your ball, right rudder.
Skymanner traffic, Warrior 75078, about
You got
2
the
miles
runway
to
in
the
sight?
southwest. Going to be joining the
Right
left
there.
downwind for runway 25.
Okay, so let's get some flaps in really fast because we're going to have to turn. You got wind. Going to be kind of down the runway. Start your turn now so because we're going to keep that nose down. We don't want to die. Nose down, nose down. There you go. I want to descent. I know you don't want to land in the trees, but we're nowhere near that yet. Keep that nose down. I'm putting a lot of pressure on this. Okay, you need one more. You got full flaps.
I got full flaps.
Okay.
I'm trimming.
Skymanner, Archer's final runway 25, full stop. It is 25, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you're right on the glide path.
Traffic, let's go hot 61 plus minus.
Nose down a little.
25 landing traffic, Skymanner.
Okay, this is beautiful. It's a very narrow runway and it's pretty short, so I want to land close to the 25 numbers.
Yep.
I'll give you the first and second stripe as your aiming point.
Skymanner traffic, Warrior 75078, about 2 miles southwest. Going to be joining the left downwind for runway.
This looks really good. I wouldn't touch the power. You're just a touch to the maybe 25 RPM. There you go. And now start working it back. And I want you to have now start taking it all the way out. So you have wind right down the runway, and this should help slow you down, but we got to get this thing on the ground. So just hold it. This is going to work out perfect. Right there. It's not a whole lot of wind. A little right rudder and left aileron. And
Skymanner traffic, Warrior 75078 is joining the left downwind for runway 25, Skymanner.
there you go, bud. I'm going to get rid of your flaps for you, and we'll do the rest of the cleanup. So you want to start slowing up now, so we don't have to do a high-speed exit. Lots of brakes, and now you can release them. And watch the lights. We're in a low-wing plane.
Traffic aircraft that just landed. Are you clear the runway?
Which way am I going?
The Archer's clear of 25 Skymanner, thank you.
Traffic light, Skyhawk 61 Papa Mike is going to take runway 25 for a departure.
Yeah, so just take note, she cannot see us from the run-up area and from the, so that thing comes up.
Downwind, almost turning base for 25 Skymanner, full size.
And you got this guy, not that that's a factor. Yeah, but she needed to know we were clear.
Yep.
She was trying to get out before him, which is fine. Okay, so if I were you, we're just gonna, we're not getting out here. So what was your intention when you came up here?
Hang out with you.
Okay, so I would do another landing here because I think I got a little too involved with that.
Yep, that was
Skymanner traffic, we're 7507.
This is a nice airport too. You got everything. Got lots of stuff here. You got obstacles, the wires and the balls, mountains, trees, antenna towers. You got a relatively short runway for the conditions here.
yeah, I saw pictures of this hangar.
I thought we were here a couple. Yeah, we ate breakfast here a couple times.
No, that was
No, I thought I ate breakfast here with you because this is the best breakfast in New Jersey right here, buddy.
Man, maybe we should have breakfast.
All right, just keep an eye because you're on. There's about 400 people taking your picture. Keep going up this way and.
Charlie Final 26 Alexandria.
Is that a Stearman?
I think so, but I'm not positive. It sure looks like it. So, yeah, let's do another one here, but the goal is going to be get this thing really slowed down. So we're going to focus on, we're going up this, oh, sorry, we're not going up this way.
No.
So we want to stop way before here, so we got this guy all the, so watch, he's going to come in really high. So you go ahead and do your after landing checklist. I'm keeping an eye on him.
Skymanner traffic, white Skyhawk 61 Papa Mike, making a left downwind departure, turning left crosswind. Skymanner.
Can you open that window? Because
that was a great idea.
Couldn't get a whole lot hotter in here. Yes, we'll do a pattern here. So take notice of where the balls are, because those are not really apparent. Did you see those on the way in?
I did.
Okay, I did not. I saw the tower, but and we were well clear of it, but you can see this guy's doing kind of a short field approach where he came in really high.
Final 25 Skymanner.
Let's see if he was slowed down enough not to float the whole way down the runway, because the goal here would be to kind of land on the second stripe.
Yep.
And get yourself stopped. Yeah, he's got it nice and slowed down.
Yeah.
He's in a very similar plane to what we're in, if not identical, right?
Yeah, they just have some of the speed modifications.
So he's gonna float the whole way down the runway too, probably.
Nope.
Got that. All right, so do your before takeoff checklist, and let's find out where.
Traffic making a left downwind departure to the east. That's white Skyhawk 61 Papa Mike.
Touch and go.
Final call. Have a good day.
Papa Mike's gone. All right, so so you can look back there, and you can now see he is invisible.
Yep.
He could still be on the runway. He could be coming back to take off this way. You never know what someone could do here.
All right, we're still on one.
Skymanner traffic, the Warrior's clearing.
Warrior's clear. Hey, we got a vacuum indication here, so I'm just going to add some power, make sure that goes away, and double check our enunciator. That all looks good. Okay, look back. He just made a clear for Skymanner. So have you done your before takeoff checklist? Because I'm just going to double check it. We're going to stay in the pattern, do this again. And if you give me the checklist, I'm going to give you some air speeds once you get on downwind.
Okay, good to go.
Are we? Fuel pumps on?
Yep.
Okay, make your radio call. We're taking off 25.
Skymanner Archer, November 343 Tango Mike, departing runway 25, Skymanner.
This will be closed traffic, but we'll say that later. That'll be obvious. There's nobody here. Okay, so there are trees down there, and the length of this runway is 2,900 feet. So relatively short compared to what you're used to. Wind is right down the runway, though. We're going to do a short field departure.
So we're
What's our
doing
VX climb? Hang
76.
on. Our VX climb is 76.
Okay, good to go?
Yeah, and I'm going to keep an eye on you just because we do have density altitude. Okay, everything green.
Everything's green. How's suction? That's the one thing I can't see.
It's well in the green, 5.4.
Alright, there's 60.
Okay. So you got a lot of wind, just real easy. And let's go right to 76. Not too much, not too much. So it's really gusty. Remember they said 17 knot gusts? Not too much, just hold it right there. A little bit, I'm pushing down on the nose. There you go. We're well clear of everything. Just push your nose down and make sure there's nothing. There you go. So you can resume 76. And I'll tell you when we're, oh man, everyone's got a hanger. Jeez. All right, that's a little nose high. Be careful.
Yep.
Okay, I would say we're 300 feet above the ground and no obstacles. So let's just resume a normal VY climb.
Okay.
Let's climb to 1,000 feet at least MSL before we start any turns.
That was pretty gusty taking off.
It was. Yeah, so make sure you're like controlling the aircraft there. It's, we could get blown all over the place with those gusts.
Birds.
And we have wind and all kinds of eddies because of the terrain
1,000.
here. Okay, so let's go ahead and carefully turn left base. Let's take a little bit of power out. What was our pattern altitude I told you?
1,050.
Yep, 1,000, I can't see it. I think it's 550 though, yep. All right, so you're coming up on your pattern altitude, and I'm going to give you some short field landing. So keep an eye on the airport. I don't want to get too far out here.
Yep.
So your short field is going to be about 76 on approach. So that's going to be difficult. We were probably 10 knots faster than that. So I'm going to stay on this one with you until we get on the ground. We're going to try and land on, our aiming point's going to be right after the first and before the second stripe, which is really short. So we're going to try and land on the numbers. So we're going to come in, we're going to be about 200 feet above the glide path.
Got air traffic,
Check. Okay.
For departure.
Bring your power back to 2,000 right now, maybe even 1,800. Skymatter traffic, 43 Mike, Tango Mike, we are left downwind for 25. Skymatter.
All right, I'm going to grab one notch of flaps.
Yep, we're in the white arc. Let's bring the, let's go right to 1,800. So we're really going to...
5 mile final, 25, I'll be number 2 behind you, Joe.
Piper Land, Skymatter, you guys can go ahead straight in and we'll extend our left downwind. Thank you.
Okay, Piper Land, final, long final, 35.
We're going to stay at 1,400 feet. Skymatter 43, Tango Mike, and Archer. We're going to extend our left downwind, doing some maneuvers here. Okay, you got the sky in sight? Okay, we want to do a nice short field. He's right out here somewhere.
Traffic in sight.
Point to him. I got him.
$10
Yep, that's 10 o'clock. So as soon as he passes you, we're going to turn left base. We're not going to make a call because he's way faster than us.
All right. Yep, I see it.
Okay, so just very gently. We're not going to make the radio call.
2 mile final, 25, Skymatter.
So our airspeed on final is going to be about
76 supposedly.
Yeah, 76 and about 100, at least 100 to 150 feet above the glide path. So let's stay at 1,300 feet till we get a little closer. Because the airport elevation there is, where is it? 560.
I'm not going to make my turn.
Yeah, but let's get slowed down. So go ahead and make the turn, and then this actually was really helpful to you. Watch the ball. You need a little right rudder. There you go. So we're a little bit overshot, but we're still 3 or 4 miles out. So Hang on, don't put those flaps in till we're, there you go.
Flight and level.
So let's get all the flaps in, and let's take a touch of power out. I'm going to go back to 1700 and see. We're going to try and get this thing really slowed down. So just hold your nose up. Just, there you go, just a little bit. We're going to try and slow this thing down.
Yep.
The fuel pump's on, the lights are on, gas, undercarriage, mixture prop, switches, seatbelts. We never switch the fuel, so we are definitely doing that when we get on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. This thing is, okay, so he's on the ground, so you now have about 2 minutes for him to get off. He's not going to dilly-dally. That's a big, fast plane. So there's 80, so you need to slow down a little.
I know, I was just
and it says you're low, and I want you to be high, so let's just hold our nose up and take just 50 RPM out. There you go. So let's find the tower and the balls. You got them, right?
Yep.
So now we're getting really slow. So let's just keep the power rate at 18. Not 1850, 18. Ready? There's 18. There's 18 something, I can't see it.
That is 1880.
Okay, I'm going to take a little more out. So you're getting close to 76 there. And it feels sluggish, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to stay on this with you. It says we're right on the glide path, and I want you to be 150 high. So there's 76. We're going to fly in, so we're a little bit high. We want 2 white lights. Okay, see what's going on here? We're slow and mushy. Yep. Now I'm going to start taking the power out, and we're going to descend to the second stripe. I'm just working this power. I want you to just keep an eye. So we're actually a little fast right now, so let's push the nose down. Got all the power out. See how this works? So let's get over the runway here. We don't want to stall this thing. So we're going to try and actually land on the first or second stripe. Paul A. King, 1.5 stripes. So that's short field. Now, you know, we would do full braking.
Yeah. And if we're on...
So you didn't even touch down pretty much the last time when we were at this point. So I'm going to let this guy go. Let's go to the next turnoff. So.
That's
you might have to do that on your check ride, so you got to get used to that. I'm going to let you have the plane back. Let's dump your flaps, and then we're going to get out of here.
Fuel pump on.
So that was a short field landing. And
switch tank.
yeah, let's do it when we get on the taxiway. Or did you already do it?
Just did it.
Okay. So we want to make sure that the plane is running well. We'll have 2 minutes of taxi time here.
And the fuel pump's on.
So I don't know if you saw, all those houses over there have giant hangars attached to them instead of garages. It's amazing. There's like a whole development, and there's another development down here, same thing.
Sky Manor 343 Tango Mike Archer, clear the active Sky Manor.
So that should have felt really sluggish and weird coming in there, but we did land at 1.5 stripes. Our wheels were on the ground.
We actually haven't done that. We need to do a lot of those.
Well, so doing it on a gusty day, it wasn't horribly gusty landing here, but you should add a little bit of airspeed for half the gust. So maybe we would have added 5
10%.
knots. 5 knots maybe, but maybe 6, maybe even 7. This is a very short runway relative to the Flying W, and I think it might be downhill too, so you got 2 things working against you, and then, you know, you don't want to be doing go around in that direction if you can help it.
No, that would be bad.
This is absolutely beautiful airport though, right?
Yeah, it's cool. I wonder why Mort comes up here all the time.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, he probably comes here for breakfast, because
I think he has some friends up here too.
They got some serious, oh yeah, you know what? This is where Mortera keeps his plane, I think. Is it Mark? I can't remember his first name. Mark, or? Yeah, you're right. He's got a couple of these Warbird guys that had the yaks. I don't know if we did an after landing checklist, but
no, we didn't.
We'll do it right here, yeah.
Right.
I got the flaps, and
yeah, you did.
We'll just leave everything else alone until you get up here. It's mostly trim wheel I'm worried about, which we didn't use a whole lot of.
Yeah, it's pretty much right where I like it for takeoff.
Okay, so we're going to head back to the Flying W, because I actually have to be back to meet Robert, who, I don't know, man, he wanted to do his cross-country today, but there's a TFR. All right, after landing and then before takeoff, because I think we might have missed, I'm sorry. after landing is other side probably. Yeah, there you go.
Flaps down.
It's the trim wheel I'm worried about.
Nope, that's where I like it.
Okay.
Right below the low neutral. All right, so
let's just check our fuel. Let me see where it is.
Should be on the right all
yeah,
the way.
just let me see the whole thing. Got it, and it's locked in. Just got the brakes. So it was left, and it's now right. We burned over an hour out of that thing, so we're going to fly all the way home with the...
Man, that's dangerous.
No, we had plenty of fuel in there. We flew an hour out of 25 gallons of fuel, right?
Yep.
Or 20 gallons of fuel.
All
it's
right.
still half full.
Flaps,
This is...
as required, trim wheel to take off. I'll go neutral. Okay, carb heat is off. Mixture is full rich.
That was a fun short short field too, by the way. That worked out great.
Altitude is, transponder's still 1200 set to altitude.
And hopefully that felt sluggish to you, because it was.
It felt sluggish as shit.
No, there's no cursing on my YouTube channel.
Oh.
Forgot about that, didn't you?
Dang it.
Okay, I'm going to do a double check here. Mixture, lights, fuel pump, locked. And we just changed the fuel and the trim wheel set. Flaps are 0. 12297, 12297.
Good to go.
Let's just check. Nobody else in the pattern. Yep, Southwest airliner somewhere over there, but 22,000 feet. All right.
Sky Manor Archer 343 November Mike.
Tango Mike.
Tango Mike. Departing runway 25 Sky Manor.
Okay, Chief. So we do have clouds now, and this, because we're higher elevation, these clouds are...
Sneak up on us. Fast.
Yeah, so we're going to go straight out, and we'll figure it out when we get there. There's lots of open space. These are scattered.
Sky Manor traffic, Bonanza 70 from Sarah is about 7 miles to the west over the river. Come down for left downwind 25 Sky Manor.
All yours.
All right.
Let's get out of here. So, got a very gusty wind, but it looks to be mostly down the runway. But when you take off, let's feel it immediately and make small corrections to rotation. And just a little bit to the right, a little bit of right aileron. There you go. And keep an eye on these trees because I can't see them. So the wind is coming from this way, so just let it weather vane right into the wind and you'll get some good climb out of this. Beautiful. So, I don't know, look over here real quick. I'm just going to push the nose down a hair. These guys all have beautiful hangars next to these nice houses.
Jesus.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
Okay, let's put the nose down. We're clear of trees. Nobody coming in here. There is a guy entering the pattern. He was 10 miles out.
Actually, we can
super clear. Let's go straight out, and we'll put a flight plan in here. You just fly straight out. I'm gonna get us to Yardley somehow. So let me get rid of these distant aircraft too, because it's getting very confusing. So there's a lot more planes out here when we turn off distant traffic. A lot of people flying suddenly. So when ready, we were at 560, so let's get to 1,560, and we're going to turn on course to Yardley, which is going to be almost 90 degrees to your left.
Okay.
But there is some traffic, and it's the guy, I forget if he said Bonanza. Let's just put the nose down a bit, and let's get him in sight. He's over here somewhere, coming in to enter the 45 right now.
Looks like we have some precipitation off the left at 10 o'clock.
I don't see it.
Straight, probably about 50 nautical miles out.
Way out there? I see. Let's do this. Let's fly right down the Delaware River. I think we might have to call Trenton. I'm not sure. Maybe we should... Actually, I usually go that way from here. Let's go down the Delaware River, though, and we'll work our way around Trenton. So you got to turn left 90 degrees pretty quickly.
Yep, I got the river in sight.
Let's just maintain 1,700 for cloud clearance. We can always land in the river. You can swim, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And come out, Bonanza 70 from there, turn left downwind for 25.
Oh, it's beautiful out here. So So we went from this overcast or scattered condition to now it looks just really hazy everywhere down here.
Traffic in sight.
Where is he?
Right
Got
there.
him. Yeah, I don't think that's a different guy that was landing.
That was.
Yeah, just skirt your way around him. That's the right thing. Sailboat maneuver. And he's no factor. You can turn back on course. He actually turned toward you a little bit, which is
odd.
Let's stay 1,700 or 1,800.
Okay.
Oh, look at these guys just building nothing but apartments on the river here. They want to live in a flood zone.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
Well, you should see it. I mean, there's nothing. The whole first floor is apartments. There's no garages or podium level. So this floods all the time up here, doesn't it?
All the time.
Crazy. People are doing the rafting down the river here, though.
Oh, it's so much fun.
I've never done it.
Oh my God.
Have you done this up here?
Not up here, but
I heard that.
not this far. Maybe actually, yeah, this far. Yeah.
I heard that the best is to go up to New York State and dump in. I don't know if it's at Dingman's Ferry or something.
Yep.
And come down through the water gap.
Oh, I bet that's awesome.
We should go do that. What I hate about that is you need you got to do some round trip. Let's get back to 1,700. I'm going to flip back over to, I think this was Trenton on here. Not positive. We'll look that up real quick. Trenton Tower was 122.905. Do we have that in here anywhere? It's not that one anyway.
Talked to Mort lately?
No. Somebody told me he was on another trip. Let me just double check this freak. 122.905. Can you see that perfectly? 122.905?
122.905.
Okay. Well, I don't know. We'll just listen for the. Might be some traffic. We do have to skirt around them when we get up here. No, I haven't. I'm assuming he's on.
He's been busy.
That's good, though. I think that was his plan, just fly like crazy as much as he... Traffic 1 o'clock, 5 nautical miles.
November 31, Lima.
1,100 feet below. You got him? I don't know if we're at Van Zandt yet. Do you see anything?
No.
I don't either.
1 o'clock, and should be 1,100.
He's actually that way. He just crossed under us, it looks like. You see anything down here?
Nope.
He's over there now. Look down that way.
There he is.
November 31, Lima.
That's not where he's supposed to be, so keep looking down. Something's down here. I don't even see that guy.
That's definitely him.
Okay, so that's a problem. So there's a good ADS-B anomaly. That guy's plane is reporting flying in the clouds. Look at him.
Yep.
Yeah, he is. So that's why you don't fly in the clouds, because you could pop out on the other side, and that guy's there. So he has so we got to keep an eye on him. He's descending. I don't know what he's doing. Van Zandt Airport is right in front of us. Or did we just cross it? Sorry, it's right behind us. There's a really beautiful grass field back there right on the river. Do not take your eyes off of that guy. So what he's doing right there, he is flying, 15 feet below those clouds? And he's doing that on purpose. He's, joyriding, showing somebody the clouds. But that's not a good idea. If there was a jet descending or somebody on an IFR flight plan, obviously they have radar, but there's a reason. Yeah, look at him. He's just doing loop-de-loops around the bottom of the cloud, which must be a lot of fun. And if you go out in the middle of nowhere and do that, it might be, his ADS-B is not working. He's reporting the wrong altitude because it says he's below us. All right, so...
should we tell him?
No. I don't want anything to do with that, especially since we have the video running. Is that him heading away from us now?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so I don't know what set Lake Nakamixon up there, that way. His altitude encoder is broken. All right, so our next thing is we need to be careful at Trenton airspace. So we will do what we did last time. We're just going to go a little to the west of Yardley.
Okay.
You have Yardley in your flight plan?
Nope, I don't have a flight plan.
Yeah, I have the plane. I'm going to hold 1,600. You're going to just do it direct Yardley, direct November 14. We'll be back perfectly on time. That guy got way ahead of us really fast. He must be in a considerably faster aircraft. Look at him. That's him, right?
Yep.
Wow.
There's a lot of planes faster than this one.
So my concern is he's going to pretty much do exactly what we're doing. He's heading for Yardley. Let's see if he's going to fly through the Trenton airspace without... Why are we not getting Trenton on here, by the way? 122905. There's something... I wonder if this radio's not working for some reason. When you get the plane back, I'm going to double check it.
Okay.
You have it? Your plane?
My plane.
Your plane. Let me just check this radio.
And Holly Valley, 675, absolute.
Control tower 120.7. That was some approach frequency I gave you. Maybe it was lighting. Sorry, 120.7 is where we want it to be. It probably had that in there to begin with. Traffic, 10 o'clock, 1 nautical mile. Is that him?
10 o'clock, 1 mile.
1207, 1207.
75078, Trent Tower on the right downwind runway 24, report midfield.
Sir, on the right downwind for runway 24, report midfield, 75078.
Do you have the traffic in sight?
So first of all, he's landing Trenton. That was him. So he's talking to tower.
Okay.
So we're going to stay quite wide of Trenton.
Yep.
And you're going to have to turn about...
I already did.
10. Give me another 10 degrees to the right, and let's just not confuse him with us when he's on approach with third tower. You still see him? There he is. He's down low. So he's talking to them. Let's see if he gets a notice from the tower about his altitude encoder. Do you see the Trenton airfield?
No.
Must be beyond that ridge. Okay, that's far enough left, by the way. Let's just straight. Wait, just straight. We're pick a heading here. We're
190.
well, look up here real quick and let's reset.
Oh.
Let's call it 185. If you can reset that. Now you're in a little bit of a turn, so just hang on. Just hold this really steady. We're right there, wings level. I don't know. You're pretty close. 185, 180. Let's just hold this heading, and that'll keep you clear of Trenton. We're going to go around his
yep. The box.
Little approach extension.
Check.
And once we get there...
2408 with Augusta 21.
1008. 108 at
Augusta 21.
Augusta 21. Interesting. So that's good for us. We're landing 19, right?
Yep. Not the gusting part, but yeah.
Well, if you want, you can do another short field landing. We'll add...
yeah, actually, that's a good practice.
Well, gusting 21, he said?
Yeah.
So Trenton is a gigantic airfield with, you know, they have very different kind of wind. Let's, I don't think we'll get South Jersey, but 119.325. Let's see if we can get anything.
19er.
I'm going to kill this fuel pump.
Density altitude 1,900.
We're going to leave that on.
Automated weather.
Do your cruise checklist, though.
1514 Zulu. Wind variable at 06. Visibility 1.
Runway 34, Hotel 1, Hotel. Charlie 31. 34, depart. 600 and go. Charlie 34, Hotel 1, Hotel departing with you, 600 and go. Get it? Thank you.
Okay, so that guy that was landing is 75. I think it says 078. We'll just listen. We'll We'll get the ASOS or AWOS when we get a little closer. We're still quite a ways away. We didn't even get the Yardley yet. All right, got a lot hotter up here. I saw some air in this beast. There you go. Oh, man. Does that thing have any warnings on about airspeed, window open, or anything?
We looked, remember? Windward.
It probably takes like 2 knots off your airspeed, so when you rotate at 2 knots. It's called a cool scoop. We'll have to look that up. Works great though, doesn't it?
Oh my God.
Like you couldn't fly this thing in the summer without that. Okay, so you're still well outside of the Delta extension here toward Yardley, and that little extension is directly over top of Yardley,
I know.
which doesn't align with any of the runways necessarily, but is probably the approach. The old approach probably goes over Yardley, so I guess they don't want people doing VOR practice at Yardley and interfering with everything, so they just put the Class Delta extension to it.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, and it solves their problem.
Trenton Tower, November 75078, reporting a right midfield downwind for runway 24.
That's the guy.
Touch goes.
Clear 078, runway 24, clear touch and go, make left traffic on the go.
Clear touch and go, make left traffic on the go for runway 24, 75078.
All right. Still not the Yardley, but you should be able to see it over...
Right there.
Oh yeah, there it is. Good one. You see the departure end at 24. There's Trenton right there, giant hangar. Right off the 10 degrees, 15 degrees off the front of your wing. Philly.
Up here.
See Atlantic City from here? I can't see it.
No, it'd be...
That's Philly.
So it'd be right there.
It could be anywhere over here.
We are literally... There's Philly.
Yep.
70 runs straight to it. Well, deviates to 72 a little bit. It's probably right there.
Yep. Yeah, it's somewhere right in that small arc. Oh, it's on the video. So where... Hey, I don't see Atlantic City yet.
You're not going to see shit.
I don't know. I bet you if you stare long enough, you'll see something. So I think you can see the coast. I thought I just saw a plane, but it's a dead bug on your window there.
Promise.
Looked like a 737, but it's just a dead bug.
It's a fucking big bug. Sorry, big bug.
Yeah, I don't see it. All right, how are we doing with airspace here? So just stay this. You're parallel right now to the extension, so just hold this.
Yep.
And that guy was coming out, turning left traffic, so he's going to be going that way down the river. He's doing touch and go, so he's probably going to do more than one. You already got your power reduced. That's just because the window's open, right? A little noisy in here. And then Northeast Philly is going to be right over there.
Yep.
That'll be our
needle.
That'll be our next airspace.
That's 38, right? Right.
That might be 130 with, I don't know. I think it's 130, but...
Oh yeah, 38's way over there.
It actually could be 295 or the turnpike, probably 295, right? In any event, remember we had big traffic issues coming through here last time where we had 2 planes really close, so are we just a beam Yardley or are we already past it? Just
we're way past it.
It's right there, right off here. I can see it really clearly. Good. No traffic?
Yep.
I guess it's a bumpy day. Not a lot of people are flying.
Do you want me to skirt the edge of the Class Bravo airspace, even though we're well below it?
No, as long as we're below it, it's not in it. So you can just work your way back to the November 14 from here.
Roger that.
Plenty of time. What is this here? This giant building?
Yeah, looks like
lots of parking garages. So that's hospital, maybe.
Yeah, we check it.
Wind 250 gust to 21.
Doesn't look like an office building. There's a heliport, so that's number 2 for a hospital.
Okay.
And what else do they have? Lots of HVAC equipment and oxygen tanks. I'm going with hospital.
Ready to go.
Where are we?
Delta.
Oh, it says hospital right on the map, dude. That's cheating. Yeah, right there.
Holding short.
I don't know what that is. Is Jenkintown Hospital or something? I don't know what's up here. You would think their heliport would be labeled, but it's not. So it's getting a little bumpy. I would maybe just take a little power out so we're not beating the plane up. There you go. That's perfect. Even in a jetliner, you know, if you get into some turbulence, you'll hear that.
Yep.
Pull it back a little bit.
Yep, I'm going to San Francisco tomorrow morning.
That'll be fun.
It's just work. I see the hotel, the client site, and the airport, and a restaurant.
Yeah, I know that drill, man. At least you get to go out to dinner, maybe?
Yeah, but I'm not too tired because of the 3-hour time difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't miss that at all. I've done that trip. I'm not saying I've done it more than anyone, but I did that trip a lot. San Diego, San Francisco, back and forth.
Cessna 45 Delta, runway 246, Delta. Clear for takeoff, runway 2445 Delta.
Okay, so let's see where we are. I think we're well clear of Trenton now. We have to worry about northeast, which you're keeping an eye on, right?
Yep.
So maybe 5 degrees left. Because you know those gas tank balls are kind of off the end of runway 1, right? Just kind of, there's northeast Philly right there off the front side of your wing.
Traffic in sight? Or airport in sight.
Yeah, I don't see any traffic yet, but let's just make sure everything's working. I actually lost all my, oh no, there it is. Thought I lost all my traffic.
There's not a lot out?
Not a lot of people flying. It's hot and sticky and turbulent, and somehow they figured it out. This would have been a really good day for Robert to head down to, but that TFR is definitely still in place. Man, that sucks.
Is he doing his solo?
Yeah, he's been trying to do it for I told him, just get it done before you go away next week, and when you get back, you just got to do some practice and maneuvers and go do your check ride, and he'll be done.
How often is he flying?
He's been trying to fly twice a week, you know.
Yeah.
But
I'm jealous of that.
He's his Air Force commitment ends like in a week or something, and then he's got like full time to dedicate to finishing up. But he's going home to visit his parents or family and have an official wedding reception. I feel like we're getting a little bit slow right now, so I may have slowed you up too much. Just a touch. I started to feel that nose up behind the power curve situation. Yeah, I don't have my phone. When we land, I'm gonna have to find my phone and find out if he was planning on trying to pull that off today or not. So I've been trying not to have him fly around in circles, just for the sake of flying, when he needs to do this cross country and get it over with. All right. Yeah, he's gonna go do the ATP flight school straight through, right to the airline.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's gonna have a fun year or two.
Man, these things are massive.
What's that? Clouds or warehouses?
Yeah.
So those aren't even big ones. When they get over like 1 million square feet and you get up to like 5,000 feet altitude, it looks like somebody laid a 3070 door in the grass. You just can't, I mean, I bet you these things are 200,000, and when they get up to like 1 million square feet, they just start to look ridiculous. And if you get up on I-95 in the Turnpike, that's where they, I don't know, it's nutty, isn't it? How much stuff. It's all trash, just waiting to go to the dump eventually, right?
Reporting our left midfield downwind runway 24.
It all has to get buried or recycled or sent to the sewer plant. Okay, so, where are we? We're still clear, Trent. You know where you're going. We're under the Philly Bravo shelf.
They've extended downwind here, be following traffic on the 4 mile front also.
So,
downwind, we'll be looking
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Oh, you already got us in.
Yeah, 14 times
525 Zulu.
20.
Wind 260 at 10. Peak gusts 15. Visibility 10.
What's 250? What's 250 by 500? You got C-17 landing right there.
Temperature 33
Sam?
Celsius. Dew point
Actually, maybe he's in landing, maybe he's
altimeter
pattern.
3019er. Remarks. Density altitude 1,900.
So it's starting to pick up. There's a ductive therm right there.
Automated weather observation 1.
So it was our wind.
26 Zulu.
260.
Wind 260 at 09er. Peak gusts 15. Visibility 10. Sky condition scattered 3,600. Temperature 33 Celsius. Dew point 22 Celsius. Altimeter 3018. Remarks. Density altitude 1,900. Automated weather observation.
So we're getting into a little higher pressure system, it sounds like. I don't know, it was 3-0, wasn't it, when we left?
09er. Peak gusts 15. Visibility 10.
Just the wind again.
Sky condition scattered 3,600.
So that's about what we're seeing, right?
Temperature 33 Celsius.
It looks closer to 3,000 than
Celsius.
3.6, but maybe
3018. Remarks. Density altitude 1,900. Automated weather observation 1527 Zulu. Wind 250 at 08. Peak gusts 15. Visibility 10.
So, say the wind speed again.
It was 8 at 250, gusting to 15.
8 gusting 15. So that's, you know, and it's right down the runway. That's nothing we're not used to. But so let's split the 15 in half. That'll be 7, 8. So we'll do a short field landing, but we're going to add the gust factor to it.
Yep.
For safety.
We probably want about
76.
What, 4 knots?
No, half of the gust. So we're going to add half of the.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. So you're doing what was it? 15.
So 76 is the. So I was adding.
Here, let's listen again. I wasn't listening.
2 Celsius. Altimeter 301.
Is it 8 gusting 15? You said.
Yep.
Density altitude 1,800. Automated weather observation 1528 Zulu. Wind 250 at 08. Peak gusts 15.
So we had half the gust.
Visibility 1.
Yeah. So is it half the gust or half the gust speed? Is it half the delta or half the gust speed? Let's just be let's err on this.
Yeah, half the gust speed, right? Because that's a little fast.
Well, that's only 4 if you add half of the delta. But if you add half of, what was it, 15? That's 7. So I'm going to add 7.
All right.
I don't know what the answer to that is. We're going to look it up when we get home. We got 2 things to look up.
All right, so that means we're doing 83.
But we,
76?
Yeah, I mean,
83? 84?
and this thing's going to be bouncing all over, so let's just make it, 83 to 85.
Okay.
We can think about that when we land. We'll be conservative for now. There's flying W, runway 1, departure coming this way in the bean field. We're going to go out there, come in on a 45. Actually, sorry. Yeah, we're going to have to go way out there and come back this way. Do you have that in your flight plan?
Yep.
You got the 45 coming? All right, I'm going to leave you alone. Beautiful. And we got nobody in the pattern and nobody in the vicinity, so that's should be a good indication of what's going on out here. So we're still on Trenton Power. Let's get back to 1228. And I'm going to put McGuire in here, 126475, right?
Downwind runway 19, we'll stop our first.
I'm just going to double check that we got 126475. We'll leave McGuire on for 1 second.
Okay.
That is 12647, right? I can't see it.
Section 562,
there we go.
clear direct Monmouth.
Direct Monmouth, section 5.
Okay, I'm going to go back 1228. And now you have November 14. There's the airport. You're at a good altitude for what we're doing right now. How's our fuel? Still at full. We're going to leave it on this tank till we land. We've flown 1 hour and 48 minutes, so let's call it 2 hours out of 40 gallons, right? So we might have used just under half of our fuel. Probably not, but conservatively we used just under half of our fuel. We need a half-hour reserve for day VFR, which we have plenty. I don't see any leaks. This is a good indication that fuel gauge is probably not totally accurate because that's showing 6.
Yep.
And we probably have 10 or 12 in there. Actually, yeah, 10 or 12. If we had 20 and we burned 16. Yeah, no, that could be right.
Yeah.
Could be right.
Lakewood traffic, yellow cub. Close left face to final 24 banner fix Lakewood.
Okay, I don't see anybody down there. So we landed into a pretty good breeze. So, and we have a good, we have the beam field, so we can do a short field approach. We're gonna add, what did we say, 6 or 7 knots to the airspeed?
8385. Try and touch down on the numbers.
Yeah, we'll give it 1 or 2 stripes. Because when you do your check ride, he's going to ask you to pick a spot, and it won't be the numbers. Because if you come up short, you're off the runway. Yeah. So just remember that part. And he's probably going to have you use the 1,000-footers or the 500-footers at KMJX. So we'll go over there and practice some, so it's second nature.
Looks like someone's on.
Lakewood traffic warrior, final turn 24.
You see anybody?
Lakewood have a blind.
I see Mike Alpha, 682, Mike Alpha way out here somewhere.
Nah, someone on the runway, I mean.
Oh, don't see that, but I'll look. Oh, yeah. Yep, I think he's departing.
Yep.
But there is -2 something something Mike Alpha right in front of us out this way, so he sounds like he's trying to get AWAS.
Yep. He's minus 300 feet. He's probably coming in on the 45.
Let's just
traffic caravan, high wide left downwind 27.
Yeah, I'll extend my
traffic warrior short final 24 Lakewood.
Yeah, I don't know who Mike Alpha is, but we'll keep an eye on it. Let's see if we can get eyes on him. He's going to be 30, 45 degrees and below us off of the right nose.
Is that him?
I don't see anything yet. He's going to be down low, so it's going to be a little hard to see. He's probably over by that water tower.
Yeah.
And he's actually way out there, though. He's over near Medford Lakes.
Frank W says 962, left crosswind 19. Frank W.
Should be right over there.
Yeah, you keep looking out here. I'm going to scan from here over. I don't see him yet.
Claremont says 619.
There he is. Got him?
Going to overfly the field.
He's an inch below the horizon. There you go. All right, so
follow him in.
yeah, I'll give him 10 seconds, and he's probably going to W.
It looks like he's on the 45M.
Yeah, who knows? You can start.
Traffic, Skyhawk 738 Yankee Tango, ready to depart from runway 19er, exiting the airport.
Let's go ahead and turn.
Take out.
We're going to be way behind him. The problem, he's going to fly right through the pattern, and there's a guy in the pattern right now, and they're not that far apart.
No, they're going to be close.
Yeah, I think the guy in the pattern's behind him now, so. Okay, but do be careful, because if you can keep him in your sight, there's a guy coming out of the pattern just beyond him. Begin a descent and before takeoff. Yeah, you're a little high, by the way. You got to lose 700 feet in a very short time. Do a 360. You can do it right or left. I would do it left so you can see out your window and just watch the ball, watch the traffic. Yeah, so the guy who just took off.
Traffic, Penn Star 6, 5 miles to the west, inbound landing 08, South Jersey.
Yeah.
Upper traffic 2 minutes prior.
62862 is right behind us, so I'm just gonna, you can just keep this coming and I'll keep an eye on him. He's gonna look.
South Jersey traffic, Cessna 862, 3 miles to the east, inbound on the 45, right downwind 26, South Jersey.
I don't know what 62862 is doing. He's either the widest pattern that's ever been flown or he's leaving the area. So he's going to pop out right in front of you here. So let's keep an eye out for him. He should be right out here somewhere. Okay, you got to find the airport, get on the 45. So I would come over this way. There's the red barns. Come over this way, and we'll come back in.
Got it.
And let's find him because...
Line of traffic, Skyhawk 738 Yankee Tango, departing runway heading, departing path to the south, line of view.
Okay, let's turn back to the red barns, white roofs. And I'm looking for 62862, but he's gone. Flying W traffic, Archers inbound on a 45 for runway 19, Flying W. Okay, red barns, and let's just hold that. Watch your altitude, 1,000 feet. We're supposed to be 1049, and just start. Do your gumps check.
Yep.
We got the ATIS, we know what our pattern is. You know what the wind is there, so Yankee Tango, keep an eye on him. He said he was going straight out southbound, so he should be no factor. 1049 till we get on downwind. And there is somebody above us descending. I don't know what they're doing. He might be descending through these clouds. Do you see this on the ADSB? It's right in the pattern. He's right off the end of the runway.
Yep.
I would make a call. You're left downwind 19, Flying W.
Flying W, 343 Tango Mike, left downwind, flying for runway 19, Flying W.
There's somebody right here descending into the pattern.
South Jersey traffic, Peninsula 6, short final 08.
He's just over the airport, it says. I don't know why. Oh, there he is. Got him. Right there.
Site, yep.
Got it.
On traffic,
Yeah, I don't know what that guy's doing, but...
Field at 1400 Claremont.
Okay, carb heat is off, and lights and fuel pump are on. You got 1 notch flaps, and safe airspeed of, what, 100?
Yep, 100.
So let's do a short field. So you need to slow this beast down.
Traffic 21585, cross.
Let's fly just beyond the wires, and let's come in about 150 feet high at least, and slow.
Yeah, Peninsula 6 is clear at South Jersey.
All right, so I'm coming in high.
Yep, so let's just go ahead and turn left base. You'll be fine. You're going to be 600 feet over the wires, probably 500, 600. We'll just fly it in so you know you're, watch your wall, watch your ball, watch your ball. That's really steep. Okay, that's the wind there.
Pushing.
It's pushing you this way, so I may have overreacted a little bit there. You can feel it better than I can because I'm not touching anything on the controls.
All right, we got 700. That's a little...
Yeah, let's just hang here for a minute. You got full flaps?
Nope, not yet.
Okay, we can hold off on the full flaps till we're about to turn final, but I want to have a nice, long, stable. Go ahead and dump the full flaps now. Put them all the way in, rather, and we'll get configured. So let's take a little bit of power out. Let's go. I think we were at like 1750 last time. It seemed to work in this wind condition.
Traffic, Scout 98772 is 4 miles to the south, inbound, runway 22, Silver.
Flying to be traffic, 43 Tango Mike and Archer. We're going to be final runway 19 Flying W, full stop.
Traffic is tossing over.
Okay, so easy, real gentle turn.
Because we're super slow.
Yeah, you're super slow, so turn, I don't want to overshoot and have to do a dog leg. So you can put the nose down a little bit because we...
super high.
Yeah, we're very high, but that's okay.
That's what we're doing.
Let's just pretend there's... Okay, so now we're high enough that you're going to have to take some power out to make this work. I would take some more power out because it's going to be hard to get to this runway. There you go. I would take some more power out. You might need no power to land this plane right now.
We could be gliding it.
Yeah, I would take it all the way out because you're...
That is pretty much all.
You're 400, 300 feet high. There you go. So just manage your airspeed using pitch. So you can pitch up just a little. We want it to be at about 83 or 84. Runway's way over here, dude. controls here because we don't want to be spinning it in here. This looks good though. Let's power though, and just to, there you go. So you're gonna touch it down. We might have to add a touch of power, don't pull the nose up, man. I do not want to get killed here. There you go. So just work it down so you're doing it right. Don't take your hand off the power. Nothing the matter with that. Nothing the matter with that. Yeah, just don't lift that nose because we were at stall speed and you pull that thing back. You always see the airplane in the NTSB report laying upside down. That's what they did.
Yeah.
I'm going to open my door if you don't mind because it is disgustingly hot. Yeah, that was good. You were doing a good job controlling the airspeed, and we're just a tad high, but if that was a real short field, you landed where we said we were going to land. And we added the gust factor in, right?
Yep.
More or less. Could have done a little better job of, you were actually trying to keep it.
Flying W, 343 Tango Mike, cleared the active, Flying W.
You were actually trying to keep it at 83 or whatever. Yeah, when you pull that nose up and the gust disappears, we could go from, 75 to 60 in a second, and then all of a sudden something bad happens. That's good though. It is very gusty out here, by the way. This is
a bit more than I thought.
Nice day though. We didn't stop and eat breakfast or anything, so it was very productive.
South Jersey, 7862, right downwind 26, South Jersey.
So we'll keep an eye on this beautiful Bonanza tail.